Hey Lord of the Rings fans, this is Dol Guldur, the Hill of Sorcery. Dol Guldur was a fortress set atop a hill in southern Mirkwood, but it was originally named Amon Lanc, the Bald or Naked Hill. Amon Lanc was originally a dwelling of the Sylvan Elves, ruled by Orfer, the Elven King of Greenwood the Great, and the father of Thranduil and grandfather of Legolas. Orfer abandoned the hill and moved the elves northward and east multiple times due to the encroachment of the dwarves of Khazad-dûm and due to Sauron's increasing strength and aggression in the Second Age. The hill was abandoned until around 1,000 years into the Third Age, when an evil shadow took hold in southern Greenwood and began to slowly grow and spread. None knew that it was actually Sauron, who had been thought defeated at the end of the Second Age, taking shape and growing again. Greenwood the Great's name was then changed to the Forest of Mirkwood, and rumors went out of an evil and powerful sorcerer with mastery over the dead, dwelling in Amon Lanc, and Amon Lanc's name was changed to Dol Guldur, the Hill of Sorcery. And the sorcerer became known as the Necromancer. Fearing that the Necromancer might actually be Sauron, the great enemy of old, Gandalf in the year 2063 went to investigate Dol Guldur, but the entity fled east until his power could grow more. Nearly 400 years later, Sauron returned to Dol Guldur around the same time that Smeagol found the One Ring of Power, or rather stole it from his friend Deagol. Great evil was drawn to the Forest of Mirkwood from Dol Guldur, and during the events of the Battle of Celebrimbor, when Gondor defended itself from attacks from the Easterlings, aid was headed their way in the form of the Horsemen of the North from the Vales of Anduin, led by Eorl the Young. But Sauron sought to hinder their riding and sent forth Shadow and Cloud from Dol Guldur, but it was met by a white mist sent from Lothlorien and Galadriel to aid them, and they followed the white mist and successfully defended Gondor, and they were bequeathed the lands of Calanathon, which became known as Rohan, as thanks for their help. In 2845, the dwarven king Thrain II was captured near Mirkwood and was put in prison and tortured in Dol Guldur, and his ring of power was taken back by Sauron. But a few years later, he was found there by Gandalf, who was there again investigating the Necromancer. Gandalf was given a map and a key and was told to find Thrain's son, but he wasn't given Thrain's son's name. And it was then that Gandalf confirmed that the Necromancer was truly Sauron. Gandalf attempted to get the White Council to assail Dol Guldur and Sauron, but was overruled by Saruman, who in secret was searching for the One Ring himself. Now, fearing an alliance with Smaug the dragon that dwelt in Erebor, the Lonely Mountain, Gandalf went on an adventure with the dwarves and a hobbit to dislodge the dragon. And during this adventure, the White Council finally consented to attack Sauron in Dol Guldur. The White Council went to the great fortress and Sauron fled from them. But this was only a ruse, for Sauron kept their eyes blind to him, refortifying Mordor and rebuilding his great fortress of Barad-dûr, and he openly declared himself from there only 10 years later. He sent the second in command of the Ringwraiths, Khamûl the Easterling, to take over Dol Guldur, and its power grew sevenfold until the events of the War of the Ring, when a great force from Dol Guldur attacked Lothlorien 3 times, and all 3 times they were driven back, until finally Galadriel herself came forth to the tower, along with the force of Galadhrim, led by Celeborn, and she threw down the great fortress, and it was destroyed forever.